you can have female friends, just be open and honest about it.
Yeah.
And make sure that person knows their bounds. Like, after a certain time, there's no reason she should ever think of even texting you. So make sure you let her know. If it's past, to me, 7 o'clock, don't text my man. Like, don't do it. Like,
welcome to
We Grwn.
Question mark.
I'm Jess.
I'm Shaun.
And I'm Moyo.
And first things first, what had you feeling grown?
My body. I know that.
Sorry, not my body.
Like my body. I know when Marcus was on here, he mentioned his joints and stuff, but let me tell y'all, I was playing volleyball on my volleyball team the other day. It's not even the other day. It's been weeks. And we like, yeah, we going to practice on Friday. That's what we going to do. I don't know what I did. I must have thought I was young, and I was stretching my leg, and that joint has been hurting for weeks.
From stretching or from playing?
No, from playing. It was
Okay,
I was extra. Like I like dove for the ball and like, my lammy. And then like that was the end. But I just feel it, and it's always there, reminding me
that you're not young.
that I'm not young. And I was like, dang, I probably should have stretched before this. But you know, even when you like go into stretching, you gotta warm up the stretch. Like, you can't just hop into stretching.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So I hope it gets better soon. It's not horrible. It's just
okay. I'm like, do you need to
No,
seek
no,
medical
no.
attention?
Definitely not. Like, I'm exaggerating by a lot, but I can definitely feel it. Like when I stretch, I'm like, ooh,
Yeah, I
ooh,
had
it's
one of
there.
those.
I feel it.
I had one of those, yeah.
So yeah, that had me feeling grown.
It'd be the worst.
It's a podcast, it's a video, and more.
Okay.
Continuing our Marriage Be Hard guided book discussion, which is what I'm calling it every time I'm sitting over here. We are now on chapter 4, which is Jealousy Be Hard.
Jealousy, jealousy.
Oh, he was waiting on that one.
Can't tell me nothing.
Yes. So the first thing we want to do is define jealousy, because sometimes you react to things and it's not necessarily a jealous reaction. So how do you guys define jealousy?
That's a hard one. Like,
it is.
This whole chapter, I was like, I don't know how I would define jealousy. So before we go into how we define it, let's go into how they define it.
Yeah, let's
just
do
to
that.
kind of steer us a little bit. So as I read this, jealousy is thoughts and feelings of insecurity, fear, and anxiety of anticipated loss of something of great personal value. Sorry, I felt you looking at me.
I'm listening.
Yeah. So
you want to read it again?
Yeah, I'll read it again. Jealousy is thoughts and feelings of insecurity, fear, and anxiety of anticipated loss of something of great personal value.
And I feel like that is a okay definition, but I feel like it's deeper than what I feel jealousy is. Because jealousy to me isn't always about personal loss. It could just be, I feel jealous because, I don't know. Because I guess it could be loss of time, loss of a space in someone's life, loss of. So if I'm saying it like that, then yes. But I don't know. The definition just seems deeper than jealousy to me.
I think it's deeper when it comes to the motivation, but I also hear what you're saying, which sounds like the desire, because this is just saying the loss of something of great personal value, when there's also the desire of something of great personal value. Like, somebody could be jealous of your marriage because they want to be married, or they want your marriage specifically, or they want your person because they think the marriage is dependent on that specific person. And if they have them, then they'll have that marriage. So I think it's not just loss, but also desire. So it's a little two-sided.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So I think we might need to change it to say, so they have anticipated loss, and then we should add in our own definition, like, or want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And or
yeah.
want of something of great personal value, or
Yeah.
not necessarily great,
Yeah.
but
Because
of
Yeah.
it's you can be jealous of petty things.
yeah.
You
Like
really could.
yeah.
You really could. Like, dang, why they getting attention? Or I don't know, something just frivolous.
Yeah,
Like,
and sometimes you can be jealous and it's not that I'm gonna lose. Okay, let me give an example. So you guys, both of you have lots and lots of friends and you guys isolate your friends groups. So to me, I could feel like, oh, Shaun went out with this group of friends and didn't even invite us, or Shaun went or Jess went here with this group of people knowing good and well that's something I would want to do and didn't even think to invite me or something like that. Like I'm jealous of the situation, but how much do I care after the fact? Like sometimes it's just a quick dang, that's so crazy, and then you move on. But
Yeah.
or it could be a deep rooted, oh no, I'm going to pursue this because in spite of, or like something like that where your jealousy is leading you to do things that are, I wouldn't say uncharacteristic of yourself because it could be. I mean, it could be you, but just taking you, it's leading you to do certain things that you may not normally do. And so, I don't know. I feel like I've I've definitely felt jealousy, but it hasn't been anything that I don't know. This is a hard chapter
It
because
is. It's very
yeah.
hard. I mean, because like I know with me, Enneagram Type 7, like a big thing is like FOMO, fear of missing out.
Mhm.
So, but just because I fear of missing, like, oh, I would have wanted to go to that.
yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's a jealous feeling,
Hmm.
but I don't see it as like insecurity, fear, or anxiety of
Yeah.
anticipate. I mean, maybe the anticipated loss part, because it's like, oh, I would have liked to have done that. Maybe that's the want part that
Yeah.
we talked
I
about.
would have won. Yeah. That's why we added
But
that.
I also wouldn't consider that to be like something of great personal value. Um,
So let's talk about how do we have we ever felt jealousy in our marriages to start? And for me, I would say not yet. Simply because there are boundaries that have been put up by my husband in order to make sure that I don't feel certain things. Um, actually, let me think about this again. Because he has those boundaries. Okay, I have one. 'Cause I just thought about it. Because it's not a thing anymore. So as I'm talking, it's coming up now. But there was a time where, as everybody knows, my husband is one of those people who is like, you have male friends. You don't have, like, for himself. I don't have any female friends. There's no women I want to talk to but you. He has that, like, he doesn't have a lot of close women in his life. And to me, I really don't care. All of my brothers have females that they hung out with. Even my fake brothers have females they hang out with. So it's normal for me to see men and women being friends and nothing more. And so that was something that we dealt with before we got married. Is I had a lot of male friends, and he didn't like that because he would be like, "Well, I don't have any women friends," and I'm like, "Okay, like." Okay, what does that have to do with me? But then when he started working at this one job, he had this woman who would call him and text him and just be like, "Yeah, you're not at work. Why is she calling and texting you?" And he's like, "Well, it's just my coworker, but you're with her all day." And you are the one who was like, "No, like inter inter whatever the word is, friendships." And so then I didn't feel jealous, but I felt the insecurity part of, okay, why is it acceptable now with this girl? And to him, it was like, well, listen, I don't even have to talk to her no more. Like, if it's gonna make you feel that way. But I was trying to prove the point that you can have female friends, just be open and honest about it.
yeah.
And make sure that that person knows their bounds. Like, after a certain time, there's no reason she should ever think of even texting you. So make sure you let her know. If it's past, to me, 7 o'clock, don't text my man. Like, don't do it. Like, and even my own friends, I don't, if y'all text me, I will not answer after a certain time. And that's y'all been here forever.
Mhm.
So for me, it was like, just set the boundaries, make sure that we're clear, so that the same way that you say to other people, I don't want to do X, Y, and Z, is the same way that you're
Mhm.
handling it in this situation. Just because it's a coworker doesn't give it a pass. Like, oh, I work
Mhm.
with her, she's just this person. She's young enough for y'all to be together.
Mhm.
It's not like it's an old coworker, and even still, old lady, don't text my man.
Yo, for real.
Yeah.
This old lady.
I mean, unless you're rich and you trying to be our let's
we,
try to be our sugar mama.
we need a sponsor
We.
Yes, yes, yes.
as a whole.
Yes, you gotta take care of all of us and our kids. But you know, that's the only exception, and I'm not even playing. That's the only exception to this rule. Sugar mamas and sponsors.
Get out.
I'm curious because now I'm like, so you gonna pimp your husband out for some extra dollars?
It depends how many dollars we talking here. I don't know. I guess if the situation arises, then I'll have to really think about it. But I do joke about that all the time. I think we both joke about it. Like, it'd be so nice to not have to work anymore and have somebody just sponsor our lives because
Mhm.
they like us.
Mhm.
I told John, I was like, if we ever go out, we out partying. I was like, if somebody offer you a drink, take it and give me one too. Like,
Yes.
Go. It was like, don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna bring one back. Both of us, like, oh, thank you. I can go. So my jealousy thing is probably specific to our relationship. Because John is Puerto Rican, his first language is Spanish, and sometimes I be feeling some way when somebody, that is able to speak Spanish and English, they be talking, and I'd be like,
What they talking about?
right. I be trying to listen. Like that's the only time I be real. Like, oh well, I can do it too.
Mm.
Not as well, but maybe one day my Duolingo be
Oh my
right
God.
there. Not that great, but I would say that would be or at least a relevant time. And that's something that I had to get over like earlier on in our relationship because there was like an incident where I felt a certain way because I felt like excluded, and not necessarily like John was excluding me, but I went with a group of people from work and we went to an amusement park and everybody spoke in Spanish and I felt so lonely that day. Like I just sat there the entire day and I was like, dang, ain't nobody even talking to me.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, the majority of us speak Spanish. And I was like, but all of us speak English. And they were like, well, you'll be all right. So I really just sat there like silent and just was like, just
I
leave
feel
me
like I
alone.
can't imagine you being silent.
Yeah, I felt so bad. To the point actually, and I don't think I've ever told I don't tell many people this, but to the point where when John would speak in Spanish, I would get like physically sick. Like I was like my stomach would churn because I was like, I feel like you're gonna try and John talked to me the whole like he talked to me, but I just felt like everybody was just going like trying to keep me out. And I was just like, oh my goodness. So when we would be like in a group setting and then somebody would speak to him in Spanish and then he would respond, I would just feel like, oh no, it's happening again. And then I felt some kind of way. So it took me a good while, probably like a good year to like not feel the rumbly in my tumbly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever like talk to him about that?
Yeah, I mean, like we talked like right away, probably the car ride going back, and I was just like, this is, yeah, like I just felt so. Oof. I mean, he was really understand. Like he stopped speaking to people in Spanish in front of me. I mean, not like it was weird because I was fine. Like we went to Puerto Rico, everything was fine, but it would be like when we were here, and then he would like somebody would speak to him, he would just like not respond back at that point in Spanish. Like you're able to speak English, so we're gonna speak English because Shaun is here.
Yeah, that's respectful.
Yeah. So
Yeah. So I think based on their definition, they also separated it out as jealousy out of love and then jealousy out of insecurities. And then with the jealousy out of love, it's more so like a protection thing, and then the insecurities is more so a personal thing. So I think for me in our marriage, I don't know if I've been jealous. I feel like my husband has done a great job of helping me feel secure in our relationship. And I think part of that is due to us, like, when we first started communicating, we really were just communicating just to get to know each other, like as friends,
Mhm.
because we weren't really sure if we like wanted to even consider the whole attraction part first. We were just like, let me just find out who you are because we haven't really talked. So us having that like friendship foundation gave me the security I think I needed super early. So once we did have the romantic feelings come in, I was just like, ain't nobody gonna be better than me. Yes, I don't think I've really experienced jealousy of that. Jealous that he has a working pancreas. But outside of that, like, I mean, there's nothing I don't think right now that I can think of that we've been jealous about. I think I am protective of his time with me. I think maybe that could be perceived as jealousy, maybe.
Mhm.
Um, because, he works very long hours. So when he does have free time, yeah, I think maybe that's it.
Mhm.
Like when he does have free time, I'm kind of like, so on your one day off or on your day off or the time you got off, you gonna go spend it with who?
Yeah.
I mean, what about me? And so I think he does a great job of making sure now, since I communicated it, that he is intentional about spending time with me. So yeah, who's better than me? Exactly.
Yeah, I would say that that's a big thing is just trying to like not only jealousy and your like when it comes to like people, but that whole like who you're hanging out with and stuff. Because like I know John probably feels that way often. Because I'm a very social person. Like during the pandemic, it was challenging because like John is good by himself. Like he can be like, all right, well, see you later. Like,
Mm-hmm.
me, like, so there's like, you have people that are good by themselves, people that are good one to one, and then people good in groups. Like, I am a person that is good in groups. So, like, I love taking John with me into a group setting and be like, that's just being in a group. Like, that is just something that I really enjoy. But I also have to remember, like, okay, well, John doesn't always enjoy that. So I could see how that would be like, let me like I could see that being a trigger of jealousy. Because it's like, well, why don't you want to just spend time with me? And I'm like, I am spending
Mm-hmm.
time with you,
Mm-hmm.
like in
Yeah.
this group.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
Um,
count.
to him,
Interesting.
To me too. It doesn't.
yeah. So that is just something to that I've worked on, and like I definitely try and make sure we have over the weekend. It's like, all right, well, there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you get a whole day. Like, I mean, it could be more, but I make sure that like, all right, this is your day.
Mhm.
Um,
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. I don't know. I think I understand that this chapter is it was kind of hard to really, I won't say relate to, at least for me, because we're still very early on in our marriage, but I definitely understand, like the stories that she was using as far as like, one of the stories was about, he had a childhood friend that he had like a huge crush on, and then, you know, fast forward to now they're married and he's having a birthday party. They're still friends, him and the person that he had the crush on. She makes him a cake for his birthday and brings it to his house,
Mhm.
and for his birthday. Like, he has a whole wife and you're the one volunteering to make a cake homemade and like
Yeah, and I'm
bragging
pretty
about.
sure that in the story it was a personal cake. Like it
Yeah, it
wasn't
Yeah,
a
was
it
cake
like
for
was.
the party.
Yeah, she handmade it and was like bragging about it, and like, his wife expressed like, I didn't feel comfortable with that, like that wasn't acceptable, and other people kind of felt the same way. And then following that, she had said something about, oh, I left my wallet, like, can you get it for me? And then there was another instance where she was like, "Oh, so you're not gonna like text me anymore or say good morning?" And she's like, "All right, now she's crossing the line. Like, why does
Yeah.
my husband need to be saying good morning to you every morning? Like, he's
Yeah.
my husband." So it was more so a jealousy out of protecting their relationship than it was a jealousy of, "Oh, I don't, I'm jealous of this girl. Like, I don't want her life. I just want
Mhm.
her not to be trying to break up my marriage."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But in friendship, have we really even talked about that yet? Have we talked about our jealousy in friendship? Like, do we perceive ourselves having?
I kind of talked about how you guys have a lot of friend groups,
Yeah.
but you guys didn't talk about it.
No, we didn't.
Do you ever feel jealous of anybody in the
Yeah, this
group?
one day I was at home and then
Is this a real story?
Yeah, it's a real story. Yes.
Locked
This
right
one day,
into it.
right, I was at home. I was and then I saw We Grwn posted on Instagram. Remember to like, share, comment. I saw We Grwn posted on Instagram, and y'all were at some event, and I was like, they got
the
cute.
book?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
And I was like, they got cute without me. I probably wouldn't have went anyway, but still, FOMO. And I was like, how dare they?
Were you actually jealous?
No,
We
I saw
didn't-
I saw the picture, and I was like, they got cute.
No.
And
Or
then
was it not the graduation party? Because there also was that one too.
Oh yeah, we
Did I
did that
miss
too.
that?
That was the one where we got dressed for.
Another one?
Yes, that was the one we got dressed for. I think it's probably that one because we didn't
Oh.
get dressed.
Or
up
was it
for
New
the book.
Jersey?
we didn't post that on
Yes.
We Grown.
Yes, we did. When we were at the bar. and-
Oh yeah, because it was like,
Oh, with Joyous. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
just come on, keep on going.
Sorry.
Fine.
All the
Or
times
was
they
it-
left you out.
Or was it?
No, I mean, but it's never like a serious. I mean, because I'm
Yeah.
like, y'all are perfectly fine with being able. I mean, like, I'm fine with y'all being.
Friends with each other.
Yeah, like y'all can go out, y'all can do whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
like the book thing, I was like, I'm not. I haven't followed this like y'all have. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's cool. Even like Jersey, I was like, I think I was doing something, and I was like, cool, well, y'all enjoy. Yeah.
I'll invite you
fair.
next time I go out
I
there.
was invited. You said it to the whole group.
Okay, cool then. I didn't do anything wrong.
No, there was not. I mean, that doesn't mean that jealousy doesn't happen.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, like
yeah.
missing out on something could still lead to
Yeah.
jealousy. I mean, even somebody saying no is like, oh, okay, and then y'all go and it's like, oh,
Mhm.
like
I feel that too, though.
just
'cause
insert
I'm-
me into the picture.
Yeah, I'm very similar in that aspect, and I think I've worked very hard to not be jealous in my friendships. So maybe that's why I don't have as much jealousy in my relationship as in marriage. Also because it's legally binding, so he can't really leave me as easily.
I have a story when you were jealous.
Oh, listen,
I
I was about to say
jealous.
I used to be very, very horrible with jealousy when I was younger, and it had always been a thing because of the fact that I think growing up I changed schools a little bit, well, kind of quite a bit, and so like making friends wasn't necessarily hard, but it was just the inconsistency
Mhm.
of having friends that you get to know them, you get vulnerable, you guys get close, and then you move or you go to a different school, and then that friendship is no longer, and it's just like you just lost, or it feels like you lost a piece of yourself because you've
Mhm.
gotten so close to
Right.
someone, and then you do that all over again, and then they're suddenly gone. So it's just like, well, if I get something, I'm keeping it, I'm holding on to it, and I don't want to lose it. And so for me, it's definitely more so, I guess, the anxiety of like the potential loss.
Sorry, I have alarms for everything. I told y'all in the other episode
Is
that
that
if I
time?
don't write it down, I'm not gonna do it.
That's fair. But yeah, I think it's just like that anxiety around losing somebody and a relationship that I feel like I've invested a lot in, that I really care about, that I want to maintain and keep. That was very, very bad. And again, it took work, and it still takes work. Like even today, I'm going upstairs to find something to wear, and I'm like, they're downstairs, they're talking, they're getting closer, they're getting closer, they're getting closer without me though. I'm missing out. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, it's fine. We're all friends. It's fine. Like, I have to tell myself, like, have that dialogue with myself, because it's not that it just goes away or you outgrow it. I mean, for me at least, it's just I have a bigger voice that tells me, like, it's okay. You're all right. This relationship is fine. Like, okay, they're getting closer. That don't mean you gotta be there all the time. Like, but yeah, even with going out, if everybody goes out and I'm like, oh, I can't make it, I'm still gonna feel some kind of way. Like, dang, I wish I could have been there.
That
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
It
Y'all can go ahead and
definitely
tell your little jealousy stories about me, because it ain't the truth no more.
does. There was just this one time it was New Year's, and I think your brother was going to the Autobahn, and
Oh
then
yeah, I think I have pictures of that.
and I was like, I mean, I live like 7 minutes from there, and I think Marcus also lived like right there. So then we just were like, you're like, hey, can you guys make it to the Autobahn at like 1? And it was like 12:30, and we were like, yeah, cool. I mean, and then you had lived far at the time, so then you were like so upset with us, and I was like, but it was so impromptu, and
I
it
never
would have.
believed that.
I was like, oh, it was, and I was like, you would have taken so long to get here, like, and we just crashed another party.
Yeah.
Just make it worse. Yeah. Like, at least that's my mindset. Like, it's
I
always
hate
going to be
you.
like, if you say it was impromptu, you're just lying to me to make me feel better about it. And I know you're lying. Like, you all planned this, like, way out. Like,
Girl, have
that's
we
the
ever done
dialogue.
that though?
No.
That's-
But that's the
then.
dialogue that be in my head. That's that jealousy dialogue of, like, they're doing this, they plan this, they don't want me to be a part of it. I'm losing this friendship. It's slipping out of my hands. Like, that's an insecurity. It's an insecurity that again, like, it took work to make the mature voice louder than the insecure voice.
Yeah, it takes effort.
Mhm.
It really does.
I should tell my own story first before I tell my Jess story. But Jess used to call a lot of people her best friend, and that used to make me so upset. Like, girl, why do people claiming you as their best friend? Should I leave? Should I even be here? Because I don't understand how you can have more than one best friend. And so that has always been a thing. And anytime people try it, I just be like, I know it's not true no more. I don't need to fight with you about this position because you don't have it. But back in the day when I was still like, okay, are we close or are we not close? Like, am I your best friend or not? You need to make up your mind.
Choose this day.
Like, put it on Facebook.
Something. But yeah, I used to have an issue with that because there would be people like, oh yeah, my best friend Jess and da 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 da, and I'm like, and they would be writing paragraphs about her, and I'm like,
When y'all hang out.
exactly. I ain't never heard her talk about you. I know you done heard about me. So
I know you heard about me.
but yeah, that's my jealousy thing. But when we were
It's
in
mutual.
college,
It's
but
mutual.
nobody does that with me. Who?
I did.
But I'm saying no one was
Oh.
claiming me for you to be jealous over. I feel like
Nobody was claiming.
nobody was claiming me as their best friend except for like maybe the guys or something. Like there was a time where
I was jealous of you and a friendship that you had with a friend that we were all friends with. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. I feel like we were all just a close circle, and maybe I don't know how you.
I need to
perceived
be
it.
in the center.
Well, I didn't know how you perceived it, but that's how I perceived these random girls who weren't even in our groups saying that you was their best friend.
Dang, not random.
Hey, who are they?
Exactly.
Who are you?
But yeah, my Just story. So in college, I would have guy friends who we would just hang out, and then Jess would be like, I want to hang out with him. And she would just hang out with them and realize that she didn't actually want to do that. Like she was just doing it because I was doing it. And they were actually my friends. And she was like, well, you can't have any friends without me. Pretty much.
Period.
Not period. And so she would try to be these people's friends. And it would be so forced.
Mhm.
And some of them she tried to extend past college and realized, like, when I dropped them, you should have dropped them. And she did not. Like, she kept it up and was out here struggling.
I had to learn my own lesson. It's fine.
Struggling
It
with
was
these
my
people.
lesson to learn.
I hope you learned it.
I learned.
But yeah, I always thought it was funny because I'd be like, I don't understand why she's trying to talk to this person. Like, they are not friends. But we've grown significantly. And we are
I
grown.
was like, is this the person I'm thinking about?
It
Maybe.
is.
Oh, and I said that too. Like, cut them off.
It didn't make
I
no
feel like
sense.
I said that a long time ago, though. So that was
It
like,
made sense when we were in college to be friends, but
Yeah,
for
yeah, it
me,
I even said it then. I was like, but why? Why are they here?
I thought you were going to tell a story about your little friend that you
my
had
little friend.
from the military that y'all went rock climbing, and I was
First
like,
of all, that
enjoy
girl,
y'all little time together. Y'all go ahead and be friends, but
we
she
were
ain't gonna
friends
be
for
your
2
best friend.
seconds. We went to that one thing together. She was going to my church for like maybe, I don't know, a month, and then she didn't have nobody to talk to. I was like, well, you can talk to me. And she wanted to do workout stuff, and I was like, oh, let's do this activity. And we did the one activity, and that was it. I'm pretty sure she moved away. I don't even know because I don't keep up with her.
Yeah, I was definitely big jealous about that. I was just like, not her trying to get her another girl best friend. She better.
I be trying. Girls just, they'll be wanting to do nothing.
I'm number one.
They'll be wanting to do
Number
nothing.
one.
And it's really hard to make friends now. Like, it's so hard.
As an adult, yeah. And as an adult with a family, yeah.
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 Mhm.
What do you think friendship is, though? Like, what is friendship for you? I know we.
I know layers. There's layers to it, and that's the problem, I think.
Yeah.
Because right now where I'm at, there are no areas in my life or places that I go where I would even meet a new friend or someone that's my age. Everybody I work with is pretty much older, even though we do have a new person now who's closer to my age, but she hasn't been around long enough for me to know if I would even be friends with her.
Just like,
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Great way to practice. What I learned.
Yeah. So I can't say that there's nobody in that situation, but also I am one of those people who is like, work is work and my life is my life, and I don't necessarily want to mix the two. So
Yeah.
pursuing that is not in my DNA. Like I just wouldn't probably do it. But and then every other area of my life is kids. It's
you can become friends with one of your kids' friends.
well, that's
Parents.
the thing. They don't. The way that pickup works post COVID is not how it worked before. Like, you can't just be in the daycare hanging around. Like, everybody picks their kids up and they leave. There's no mingling. And so far, people are, because what I thought daycare was is you invite the people to your birthday party and they invite you to your birthday party, and that's how you meet everybody. But that's not how it's been happening.
Oh.
And I think it's because of the whole the whole COVID era, and now we're trying to transition back, and they didn't have activities where it was like, bring your parent to daycare to read, or grandfather's day, or father's this, and everybody's coming and being able to meet each other.
Mhm.
I think they are trying to go back to that slowly but surely, but they haven't had any events yet. I think one teacher did say, oh, for Mother's Day this year, we're going to try to bring it back where everybody comes in. So, I mean, we could see, but I probably won't talk to anybody. Just knowing myself. And my daughter is close to everybody. Like, all the kids think that she is their best friend. And all the kids, and even in other classes, she just will walk around. When I come to pick her up, she makes her rounds and says bye to everybody in everybody's class. And I'm like, you're not even in this class. Why do you know them? And they just be like, hi. And so Hezzy, he's following along too, because now he's becoming, oh, that's Joy's little brother. Oh, I'll hug you too then. Like, so both of them are Mr. and Mrs. Popular, but I still don't have that, because I feel like if people were inviting them, they would get invited to everything. They are those kids. Well, she is that kid, and the other one is just he's just like,
yeah,
by association, I'm in.
I just
coattails.
It's gonna be like, oh, you're Joyce's mom. Who asking?
Pretty much, because there was a little boy who was like, "That's Joya's mom," to his dad, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Joya's your best friend." I'm like, I ain't never heard about this little boy. And apparently, he's telling his parents about my child. I know nothing about this child because she claims like 2 people as her best friend, and everybody else claims her.
Dang.
Yeah,
Letting them down.
yeah.
I mean, that is well. Maybe you just need me again.
You have to have a kid, and then I can have
is
you
that what happens?
again.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But we are trying to do more activities, like go to different library events and see what people are doing.
Those are things that
Hmm.
I guess how people make friends. I mean, they'll be in like activities when they're older, so then that
Yeah.
will open up areas for you to be friendlier.
Yeah.
I feel like when I was single, I was forced to be extroverted. And I think that's why people think I'm so extroverted, because it's like, I'm single. I live by at the time I didn't live by myself, but like for the most part, like if I don't get out there and meet people, then I'm not going to meet people.
Yeah.
So I just went wherever. And I had to learn how to be, I won't say talkative, but just learn how to have conversations with people that I don't know from anything. Like just starting up a conversation. And I've had some of the most random conversations with people, and we connect. I won't say, we're like super close friends, but there's a good number of people that I've met that have just been like outside of my, I guess, quote unquote, typical community, because either another friend introduced us, or we just connected about something, or we related about something. At work, I'm still very much like, work is work. I leave y'all there, and I leave the drama there and all of that stuff there. But like my first internship, like I was pretty close with the people in my class, and it was just because we decided, oh, let's all hang out after one of our, intern sessions. And so after that, like, again, it's one of those things like, oh, having more conversations, relating on certain topics, and then you just kind of build on that. You, of course, test the waters. It's just like, can I trust you with this? Oh, I can. Oh, can I trust you with this? Oh, I can. But I think I bring up the friendship thing because I don't know. I feel like everybody doesn't know how to be a friend, but they expect to have friends. And that is hugely problematic to me, because friendships shouldn't be just one-sided. And I personally believe that friendships shouldn't be just surface level.
Yeah.
Like, I can only take but so much surface level friendship, and I think some people are very adamant about like wanting somebody to be a friend for aesthetic reasons, or for photo ops, or for opportunities. Oh my goodness. Like, DC is very good for that. Networking, where people just want to be your friend because you have a connection to someone else. And it's like, it's inauthentic at that point. Like, it's not about me, it's about what I could potentially do for you. So yeah, I think that's just my thing about like friendship being authentic, and that you care about me as a whole person versus what I can do for you or how I make you feel, but you actually care about how I feel as well.
Yeah.
And
And
there's just
that also makes it hard to make friends, because you have to be able to get to that level.
Yeah.
How many years have we been in this together where it's going to be hard to bring someone else and be like, okay, you're my friend now, and I tell you things. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm always hesitant. And even now with kids, it's like, dude, who can I expose my kids to and not expose my kids to? And trying to start from scratch and really get to know somebody would be hard. Inviting someone to your home for an event, like, do I want you in my house? I don't know you from anywhere.
Listen.
Like, you just don't know in this world, and everything. I don't know. Everything is just scary. Everything is, you just don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah.
That's true. I think I make friends pretty. Oh, y'all already know. I make friends pretty easily. Because I'm pretty outgoing. I'm pretty social. Um, and I think I'm involved in a lot of things that give me opportunities
Mhm.
to be introduced to new people, and especially people around my age as well. So like both of y'all talked about not meeting people at work, but like I'm able to meet people at work because like I play sports at work. So then that's easy for me to like I did kickball, volleyball, soccer, dodgeball, and I was able to meet people there. And then it's like I was on a dodgeball team and I was like, I don't like y'all. So I just stopped being on the dodgeball team. I mean, I finished the season, but I was like, I don't like y'all. So bye. And then like my kickball team, it's like, cool. Like I like y'all, maybe not you. So you just won't be invited back. And then we see each other weekly. I mean, we were getting destroyed. I mean, you were there. Like so, and at kickball, you just have a lot of time to talk, and that's
Yeah.
just what you do. And you build friendships, I guess, like that. Not saying that I was, good friends with all of them because that's definitely not true. And I have a select few from like kickball and from volleyball teams and stuff that I am, like friends with that I hang out with. I have coworkers that I think my job does things a little differently too. So typically, like when you start working there, you start in a group of people. I mean, typically they're around your age,
Mhm.
or because like when like I started in high school, there were 100 of us. So then it was
Mhm.
easy to they put us together. They're like, y'all will go to these events together. So it was easy for us to become friends.
Yeah.
And then like, okay, all of you are going to school in the local area, easier to become friends. All
Mhm.
of you are working in this similar field. So, and then the same case is for today, I think, as I like move around in different places. When I was in England, you that was just a whole different thing. Like you either became friends with people or you didn't. Like it was a small place, and I think it's hard to be in another country and not
Mhm.
have a support group. So I think friendships were built in England much faster than what it would be. But I also consider like in England, like when you went to work, I was with those people, and then we did like sports, and then we hung out on the weekend, and
Yeah.
then so it was like we were constantly together, so we were able to become friends and close at a much faster rate.
Yeah. Your job offers that type of environment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's no sports and whatever
yeah,
at my job. I
Mine
think they
tries,
do
but no.
like I don't know. Some days they do like board games during lunch, but do I want to spend my lunch with y'all playing board games? And I don't even know who's in it because I was told about it when I first started there,
yeah,
and then of course COVID happened, and I don't know if they still do it virtually, but it's like I don't really like. I spend my lunch talking to y'all most of the time, or
Mhm.
walking, or like trying to
yeah.
get out of this building, not sit down
Not
more.
spend more time with y'all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And there's nothing after that I would be able to be like, oh yeah. I mean, when they do happy hours, but then I gotta spend money. I don't know. I feel like I'm
I
making
mean, not
excuses,
always.
but
Like happy hours, I will go and get one drink and babysit that drink. Like people could be down on them, and I'm like, y'all have fun. I'm just getting to know y'all with my one little drink,
yeah. But
if
you
I
have to
even
have that
drink.
desire to like just want to get to know
Yeah,
people.
and sometimes you just, it's about just stepping out of your comfort zone.
That was
To
me.
me, it's not really. That's not a thing. Like that's not me stepping out of my comfort zone. Um, but I understand that it is for other people.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. When I first started it, or like I guess started that journey, it was very uncomfortable. Like talking to people I don't know, and I don't necessarily want to be the initiator of conversation. And yeah, it's a lot. And then, I know you don't like small talk either. So it generally starts out sometimes that way of just
Yeah.
small talk.
yeah,
And it's just like, it's annoying. So I have, in my encounters, found people who are just very much like, so yeah, let's skip the small talk. Is there any other topic you want to talk about?
Yeah.
And I appreciate those because I'm like, I understand. I appreciate the fact that you are very, forthcoming with the fact that you're not here for that. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. But even now in this season that we're in. Is it feasible? Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. We'll see as time moves.
Yeah.
If there's even room to have more friends, because I don't know when I would hang out with them.
Yeah. You just keep inviting them to our group events and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Inviting people to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Until Jess be like, you gotta go. Never again.
Be like, listen, we need to have a talk. I was here first. You will not replace me. Everything good? Okay, great.
Glad you know.
Mm-hmm.
Wrapped it all back to jealousy.
Jealousy, jealousy.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. I know we probably went on a little bit of a tangent, but all related at the end.
Yeah.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend.
Comment. Tell us what makes you jealous. You've been jealous in your friendships? Let us know.
Mm-hmm.
How do you fight that? Is
Yeah.
it fight it? Like, how do you combat that? That also is fighting.
How do you overcome
How do you
jealousy?
overcome,
Boom.
cope, work through it?
Yeah.
All of the
All
things.
the
Tackle. Also fighting. So
You're very aggressive
Yeah,
ones.
I'm gonna work on that. So see y'all later.
Bye.
Love y'all.